Welcome to the Fearless Mindset, your home for motivation, empowerment, and personal growth. Today we explore the idea of getting ahead by pulling back, also known as are you a ball or a slingshot? So do you ever look around you and see how well everyone else is doing, while your own life seems to be at a bit of a standstill? You can't quite help noticing that your friend from school has a high-flying job, a show home and 3 adorable kids, while you've just gone back to studying and you're living in a student accommodation. Maybe your manager at work is 10 years younger than you, but they're already going for the next promotion. Or the slowest runner in your running group has suddenly started doing half marathons, and not only that, they're running them faster than anyone else in the group. Recently I found myself looking around my business support group, and I've absolutely marvelled at how far everyone has come. But I found my own progress looks a bit lacking. I haven't used lockdown to develop my business in 15 new and wonderful ways, and if anything, I'm further back than where I was last year. It's very hard not to compare yourself to others and see only their development and your stagnation. So if you're set in this way of thinking, I'm going to try to reframe it for you today. Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards. Sometimes we're a ball, and sometimes we're a slingshot. When you throw a ball, it immediately moves forward at a good pace and it covers a reasonable distance. Now think if you put that ball into a slingshot. You have to pull it backwards first, and often the further you pull back, the further it's going to go when you release it. When you do release it, it goes much faster and much further than the thrown ball. When you're faced with a project you can easily tackle, it's simple to move forward quickly and make great progress. This is the ball phase. However, when we're faced with something more challenging, where we don't know all the steps we need to take, or something that's completely new to us, sometimes progress can seem achingly slow. We need to research, prepare, maybe learn a new skill, maybe even change something we're already doing, undoing our good work, going backwards, before we can even start our new task. However, by laying the groundwork first, once we do begin, we can move forward much more quickly. This is your slingshot. So thinking about the friend with the great job, and you just going back to retrain. You've taken a step back, but when your course is finished, you'll be ready to fly forward much more quickly than you could before you went back to study. It's not about going faster than your friend. It's about laying the foundations to make it possible to progress more quickly or easily than you could before. Our slingshot and our ball is not about gaining competitive advantage, although sometimes that is an upshot of pulling back that you'll be able to go forward and further more readily than your competition. It's about laying the foundation to make it possible to progress more quickly or easily than you could before. Your ball and your slingshot is your journey. It is not a comparison with those around you. If that all sounds a bit grand, let's go for a simpler example. I want to make dinner tonight. Now I've picked a new recipe and it's complicated. It's about 15 different ingredients, 10 stages to the recipe, and it needs quite a few kitchen gadgets as well. So if I go straight to stage 1 of the recipe, I add my oil to the pan, and then it wants me to add the chopped onions, so I find those and I chop them, I throw them in. Then it wants garlic, right? I need to find that, chop it, find the press, put that in the pan, and I've made a good start. But quite quickly it's likely I'm going to need to turn down the heat so something doesn't burn while I chop or prepare or find the next bit. I might even need to stop what I'm doing altogether because I can't find one of the tools I need at the back of the cupboard, or one of my ingredients is missing and I need to pop to the shops. I made a quick start, but then I needed to moderate my pace to keep going. Other way of working is I can read through the whole recipe first. This recipe is my plan, and I need to know where it's going. And in doing so, I can measure out my ingredients first, I prepare them, so that when I do start the recipe, everything is ready, When I need it, it's right to hand to throw in the pan. It took me longer to start, but I can move much more quickly when I do. And the end result may even be a little better, as I got the timing spot on rather than have to wait for something to be ready or for something to be held up while I go and hunt for the next stage. Welcome to the slingshot way of thinking. So it's very unlikely you'll always be a ball or always be a slingshot. Maybe one area of your life right now is in pullback. One is flying forward when fired from the slingshot. And another, it's simple, it's just a ball. We have to be different things at different times, in different situations and with different people. Sometimes being a ball is the right thing to do. When faced with a task we've done 100 times before, we can just get on with it, get it done. But if we're taking on something new, more ambitious or longer term, it usually pays off to be a slingshot. So this way of thinking is an extension of the old motto, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. I'm completely and utterly a jump first, think later kind of person. I have an idea and I need to do it right away. It has been a very long, hard journey for me to learn to plan and prepare, rather than acting on an idea on impulse. And this is where I've become okay with seeing my colleagues and friends rush ahead, because I know that I'm in a pullback phase. I know I'm laying the groundwork for something bigger, that if I prepare in advance, I will be able to fly forward when I start. That's not to say the other people didn't prepare. It's to say I'm in a different phase to them right now, and a comparison isn't going to benefit me, them, or my project. You don't need to be perfect to start something new. You just need to be prepared. You're not being left behind if you're not moving at the same pace as your friends, colleagues, family, or even your competitors. You might just be in a pullback phase, ready to be propelled forward and further than you could ever have hoped for if you'd gone for the same opportunity as a ball. So ask yourself before you begin something new, ball or slingshot? Going into the world today the strongest, kindest, and most capable you. Have a great day.